Okay, video number 19 out of 100. I'm on a 100 videos in 100 days challenge because I want to get in the habit of making videos. And I need to get over this kind of awkward camera shy phase. So I'm forcing myself to do this challenge so I can get used to talking to you through the camera. So I'm doing daily videos of my daily LinkedIn posts. And today's post is one of my strongest memories of my time as a DJ. So I came to Japan 18 years ago with my only intention of coming here was to be a DJ. And I did that for full time for about 5-6 years. And I peaked at over 380 gigs a year. So I was really a professional party person. And I was really just in that scene so deep that honestly I don't remember most of it. And it's not because of alcohol or just whatever. Like I just really did so much of it that all of it just kind of melted into one big memory, like one big party. I don't remember too many details actually. But if you do ask me, what is your strongest memory of your time as a DJ? There's one memory that like very clearly just jumps out. And I was a resident DJ in Roppongi in Tokyo. And I'm pretty sure it was in the middle of the week. So it was not one of those peak time days. But the club has a lot of regular people, and it was still a little bit early, I think. And I remember I was like looking down at the mixer, or I was trying to find the next song or something. And then the bartender came over to the DJ booth and kind of knocked on the glass or whatever. And it's like, hey, here's a beer, right? And then the bartender pointed, it's like, oh, it's from that guy, right? So I look up, and there's this guy holding up a beer, looking at me, and I look at him, and he was in a wheelchair, and his arms ended at the elbow, and his legs ended at his knees, and he was holding his beer to me, and I was just I tried to be cool, and I was like, hey, cheers, and I gave him a thank you, and I tried to drink it, but I was shaking. I was like, what's going on? Like, how did this guy even get in here? Like, I know it's not, and that this is 15 years ago, so the club was definitely not accessible in that way. But I was just I went back to preparing the music, whatever. But I was just I kept looking at him. I just kept when I had time, I kept looking up, and I remember this so clearly because the rest of the club is filled with just the normal club people. It's like the regulars. It's like the VIPs that are so trying to put on this act. And then there's like the bar staff who's pretty jaded. Me too at that point. Like we do this every day, so like it's basically just a routine day at the office. But for a lot of people, like the early hours of the club is kind of warm up time where it's not really like I said, it's not like a high energy thing. But this guy in the wheelchair was having the time of his life. Like, he was there, he had 2 girls with him, he was dancing. Like, he was really just glowing, right? And there's people dancing around him, but they're not really like, into it. But this guy, he was you wouldn't be able to tell, like, he had anything, tragic happen to him. And, like, obviously, my worst day of my life cannot even compare to anything that guy's had, right? And still, you wouldn't be able to tell because he was so happy. He had so much joy, and he kept buying me drinks. It was crazy. So that night, like, I just played for him. It was like I just kind of ignored everybody else, and I was like, okay, this guy's having a good time. Why don't I just make it the best that I can make it for him, right? And yeah, we rocked out that night. Like, I still never talked to him, but he kept sending me drinks. I kept sending him songs. Like, we kept making eye contact, across the club, and yeah, it was one of the most purely fun times I ever had, and I'll really never forget that night because it really changed my relationship with gratitude. It's like, just really like that contrast in the crowd. Like, so many people were kind of like just going through the motions of what it's like to be in a club. Not too happy, not too excited, not too but just jaded really. But then this one guy who obviously had a harder life than everybody else there was having the best time out of everybody. So I really, from that point, I've always thought so much about how we have to appreciate the life that we have. Appreciate our health, appreciate our relationships, appreciate our environment, and the way we were brought up, and the way that we exist in this life. So yeah, that was my biggest memory from my DJ time. And yeah, it still keeps me humble, I still go back to that. I still relive that memory a lot. And yeah, be grateful.